Which one of these words don't go together? Alina Habba, election, and integrity. All right, time's up. So most of what Donald Trump has signed by way of executive order to try to get to the root and to the bottom of election fraud, that's not going on in America. And if it does go on, it goes on at a level of so microscopic, so minuscule that it's almost not worth bothering to go after unless you're Donald Trump and you want to continue to make the argument that the elections were stolen from him. When you're down to 0.002% of election fraud. But no, to Alina Habba, who's just trying to carry the political water for Donald Trump, we have to have an election integrity unit. Yeah, we don't. And we certainly don't need one led by you. But we break it all down for you on Legal AF, the YouTube and the podcast. So here's a clip.
Let's talk about what's going on in the United States and our Justice Department and the weaponization and politicization of kind of justice, right? And I just want to frame it with the overall, the reason just the overall theme here, and the reason this topic was important to me that we cover is because of the fact that I've spent my entire career in law enforcement and in prosecution, and I did it for 3 decades. And every politician that I've ever worked for or worked with, whether you're elected or appointed, they've all tried to do the right thing, and they care about doing the right thing. And this phrase that people have heard me say now for years on Legal AF, to follow the facts wherever they lead without fear or favor, it's like a mantra. And without fear or favor means without politics, you're not influenced by money, you're not influenced by position, you're not influenced by party. You follow the facts wherever they lead, and you bring justice if it's warranted. And that's it. And it's just amazing to me how Donald Trump, who was prosecuted 4 times, right? 2 states and 2 federal cases, accused. The biggest accusation, and the reason people, I think, were so frustrated is he convinced people that those were political prosecutions. He convinced people that, no, it's okay to have top secret. It's okay to have top secret documents sitting in my house and in the bathroom and in a room where all these people are coming in and out of. I can just have them spilling out onto the floor, unsecure. I took them with me. That's not a crime. Yes, I did say lock her up about Hillary because she had emails on a server that went through her house in a private server. And I said lock her up for that. But no, my documents that I'm waving around, my top secret documents, not a crime. Calling up Brad Raffensperger in Georgia and saying, find me whatever, 5,000, whatever that number was. I used to know it. But the number of votes needed to win the state of Georgia, no, that's not a crime. Just let that go. False slates of electors. January 6th, right? Trying to stop the certification of the election and the falsification of business records here in New York, whatever it is. Those are actual crimes. Those are things that were done that were criminal, that if anyone else had done would be considered crimes. He, of course, has presidential immunity for a lot of that. And although he was convicted in New York of what he did, obviously it didn't really have any effect. But I never saw it as political. Obviously, some people did, and that's their right. And he ran on cleaning up government and among other issues, and basically saying he's not going to politicize things, that it's going to have election integrity and bring back integrity into elections. Yet everything they're doing is politicizing all of their policies. I mean, that's what's going on here. So what does he do? He appoints Alina Habba, the interim United States Attorney for the state of New Jersey. Who's Alina Habba? She's his longtime lawyer who represented him in 3 different cases, civil cases, including the one in New York, the Arthur and Goron, where he was held in contempt several times, and she was fined, and et cetera. She's his longtime attorney, and he is rewarding her by making her the interim United States Attorney for the state of New Jersey, despite the fact that she's never been a prosecutor, and that nobody in either party thinks she will ever not only get Senate confirmation, but she also will not pass she'll never pass Senate confirmation, or even the district judges in New Jersey will have her come in. The senators aren't going to appoint her or put her name in. So as a result, she has 120 days before she's out. And nobody thinks she's going to make it past those 120 days. And what does she do during this 120 day process? She creates this election integrity in New Jersey process, and says, I'm going to try and turn New Jersey red. That is all about politics and infecting politics into prosecution. And that is what you're not supposed to do. And she's using her position as this political bludgeon. And she wants to turn New Jersey red. And so as a result, she's announcing investigations into the Democratic governor and the Attorney General, Matt Plotkin, who I know was interviewed here on the Midas Touch Network. And I think Governor Murphy might have been as well. And they are investigating them for not cooperating with federal immigration authorities, right? Because New Jersey is a sanctuary city. And in fact, there's a law that's been upheld by the Third Circuit in New Jersey. So a federal court has upheld the state law saying it's not preempted, meaning the state was allowed to pass this law, essentially saying that local law enforcement doesn't have to assist immigration authorities, right? New Jersey, as a sanctuary city, wants to have immigrants be able to report crimes if they're victims, want to be able to come forward, want to be able to, if you're going to be in a traffic stop, you don't have to worry about, if you don't put your blinker on, getting pulled over and then deported and sent to your country that you're a citizen of, or some third party country that you have no connection to, because that's what they're also doing. And so they are politicizing this, and she's going to go after them for enforcing what is a valid law in New Jersey. Did you see? I mean, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. What do you think about all that, Dina?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right on about, I think he also created in the Department of Justice, Ed Martin, the Weaponization Working Group, which ironically they're saying is supposed to be weeding out weaponization. But as you've said, all they've been doing is creating weaponization. To your point here with the investigations regarding the sanctuary cities, I mean, his borders are a promise that they were going to do this. Anybody that still believes that they're not going to do what they say does it to their own peril, because they said they were going to go after sanctuary cities.
Welcome back. Wednesdays, Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We do a show we've been doing for the last 5 years called Legal AF. If you didn't know why we call it that, well, now you do. We sit at the intersection of law and politics so you don't have to. And then we do that show, Legal AF, the podcast, Wednesdays and Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Top 13 in the world. We made out of the top 100 podcasts of all genres, we made 2 of our shows, including one of just me doing videos on YouTube. So if you like Legal AF, the podcast, there's ways to support it. Listen to us on the Midas Touch Network. Watch us on the YouTube channel. Watch the repeats over here on Legal AF, the YouTube channel itself. Support Legal AF, the YouTube, by hitting the subscribe button. It's all for free. Come on over to the Substack for Legal AF as well. Hit that subscribe button. That's free too. And now you can take away your receipt. You're now a card-carrying member of the Legal AF community. So until my next report, I'm Michael Popok. I'm Michael Popok, and I got some big news for our audience. Most of you know me as the co-founder of Midas Touch's Legal AF and the Legal AF YouTube channel, or as a 35-year national trial lawyer. Now, building on what we started together on Legal AF, I've launched a new law firm, the Popok Firm, dedicated to obtaining justice through compassionate and zealous legal representation. At the Popok Firm, we are focused on obtaining justice for those who have been injured or damaged by a life-altering event, by securing the highest dollar recoveries. I've been tirelessly fighting for justice for the last 35 years, so my own law firm organically building on my Legal AF work just feels right. And I've handpicked a team of top-tier trial fighters and settlement experts throughout all 50 states known as big auto injury attorneys who have the know-how to beat heartless insurance companies, corporations, government entities, and their attorneys. Big Auto's attorneys working with my firm are rock stars in their respective states and collectively responsible for billions of dollars in recoveries. So if you or a loved one have been on the wrong side of a catastrophic auto, motor vehicle, rideshare, or truck accident, suffered a personal injury, or been the victim of medical malpractice, employment harassment or discrimination, or suffered a violation of your civil and constitutional rights, then contact the Popok Firm today at 1-877-POPOK-AF or by visiting my website at www.thepopokfirm.com and fill out a free case evaluation form. And if we determine that you have a case and you sign with us, we don't get paid unless you do. The Popok Firm, fighting for your justice every step of the way.